Okay, we're looking at example 1.5.8 again and homework 6.4. They're kind of together. So we're going to change this side to look like that side. So we're going to remember that the secant is the same as 1 over the cosine. Okay? And this is the same. We're not changing this side here. So I'm just going to put equals, but we're saying that this side always equals that. So I have a fraction minus a whole number, meaning I need to have a common denominator. So in order to do that, I'm going to multiply this cosine by cosine over cosine. So it's going to look like this. This is a form of 1, so I haven't changed the value. The reason I'm doing this is because I want to introduce a cosine on the bottom so that I can put them together. I can add them together. And so now I have cosine, and then this is cosine over 1, right? And so remember, multiplying fractions, you multiply the tops. Cosine times cosine is cosine squared. 1 times cosine is cosine. Okay, now, these have the same denominator, so I can put them together. So 1 minus cosine squared over cosine. Okay, now, getting out your card here, you do see this right here? Cosine squared theta plus sine squared theta equals 1. Well, I can redo that. I'm just going to write it over here. I can say this is the rule here. Cosine plus sine squared theta equals 1. If I take this and get rid of this, meaning move it to the other side, in other words, I'm solving for sine squared here. Do you see what this is? It's that. So I can substitute this for that. So then I have sine squared theta over cosine squared theta, over cosine, sorry. And that's what my target was, right? I'm going from here to there. Okay, homework 6.4 simply says, they ask you to simplify this. It's sine theta, secant theta, and cotangent theta. They want you to multiply all those together. Well, secant and cotangent we need to turn into something we know. So turn them into 1 over cosine. And this is sine over cosine. Excuse me, no, this is cosine over, my bad. Cosine over sine, sorry. Then when we multiply these together, remember multiplying fractions, you multiply the top. So I'm going to multiply sine times 1 times cosine, which is going to be sine times cosine. And I multiply the bottoms, 1 times cosine times sine, which is cosine times sine. And that is going to equal 1 because it's the same thing on top, same thing on the bottom. And remember, the order doesn't matter. Remember, 2 times 3 is the same as 3 times 2. That's called the commutative property in multiplication. The order doesn't matter. So sine times cosine is the same as cosine times sine.